Hello, everybody. It's been a while, but I figured we needed an easy like Sunday morning, and there's a lot of things going on in my life, and I'm sure in yours. So I finally made it back, and I'm going to start being regular again. Hopefully, cross my fingers, because we've been through a lot with the hurricane and stuff. And then the holiday seasons are here, and we've been trying to get set up for that because we survived the hurricane. So we're going to celebrate Christmas a little this year, a little bit more. So there's a lot of energies going on. And I really had to jump on because I know that I'm sure you guys are going through the same thing. I went through a little bit of some negative energies, really bad. And I had to do a lot of meditation and some more walking through the dark night of the soul and doing some things like that because of the negative energies that were coming at me. And I think we're all going to have those because I did a reading for myself and I knew what was coming. I channeled that message. I seen that message coming. And I knew that a lot of people are going through that with the emotional roller coaster right now. We're going through another timeline jump. And the last timeline jump was we were getting the downloads, we were getting the flashes, we were getting the good energy. But then all of a sudden it was like Star Wars in the sky for me. It was like you had all these beautiful golden energies coming in to help, and then you had the dark energies coming in going, no, we need to stop this. And I had to marinate on it, and I had to go back and I had to think about it because we are going through all these different timeline jumps. And we came in 2012 in a timeline jump from the future to change this. We just don't realize all of it. We don't realize what's going on, but we will. And we did get some beautiful channeled messages through the cards, and I got some channel downloads because I did a very long meditation late last night, and the cards just really wanted to speak. So let's get into this. I mean, guys, it feels like it's been forever. I said to my husband, I got to get back. I mean, everybody's going through the holidays and there's so much emotional turmoil and things, happiness and then sad. And we've got to reel it in and we've got to balance ourselves and align ourselves. And I think if you have found me, you found me because this is a collective of all. So there was a reason when you found me and what you hear that you needed to hear. So let's get the show on the road. Now, I did get a new oracle deck. So right now I am going to do the Dreams of Gaia like I always do with clarifying tarot. And then my next one is I got the Practical Magic Oracle. And oh my goodness. I did a reading for myself the other day and I knew when those cards come out, I knew exactly what those cards were going to say because I seen it. I knew that things were that way. And the cards told me, you're not wrong, so pay attention. So now, the first card that we got was the emotion card. And I knew that I knew that this was gonna happen because uh, we need to get balanced. I have been going through some of this right here. I had to balance myself out again after this. And it was hard at first because there was so much of this. The emotion. It was the dark emotion. It was like it was coming after me. And we're feeling that a lot with our family, our friends. Uh, it, it seems like narcissists follow me and just people that have this ego that is just too much for anybody. But it seems like they look for the light workers. So we really have to be careful right now with the emotion. When the emotion card appears in the present position, It represents a need to learn to recognize and understand your emotions. It symbolizes the importance of working with and managing your feelings, not controlling them, but understanding them, accepting them, and allowing them to flow and shift naturally. Yeah, that's what I was going through. I was going through this like the Jedis, they're all at war and they're shooting all their lasers at you at once, and you're just just trying to hold back, and instead of thinking about what it was teaching me and what it was showing me, I was fighting it. And that's why I had to do a little bit of the dark night of the soul again. uh we all have that. We're going to have those moments, but they're never going to go away. I hate to tell you, but because it is life. It symbolizes an importance of controlling it. What are your feelings telling you? If you are feeling at peace or fulfilled, ask yourself why you feel these positive emotions. Knowing and acknowledging the reasons will not only give rise to feelings and appreciation and gratitude, but understanding why you are feeling at peace will enable you to remain in a peaceful state for longer or move forward a peaceful state in time of increased stress. If you are feeling inspired, why? Yeah, I thought about that too. If I'm sad and if I am getting these negative energies, why? And that's what I started asking, why? And I seen some things why. Um, and I do understand it to an extent because I did bounce back, but I had to do some major meditation. I had to do some major walking away and analyzing my feelings about the situation. And it was rough at that moment. It was really like a dark night of the soul moment. And I was all by myself. It was like, no one can help me at this point but me. And I know that. It again, has a positive influence, especially if you can learn to use the more negative emotions that you feel in a creative and productive manner. It is of great benefit to be mindful of your positive emotions, as this awareness will allow you to both acknowledge the moments that gave rise to good feelings and provide the meanings to shift your focus away from those negative emotions that can only be lessened with time. On the other hand, it is of benefit to consider the reason for feeling more negative emotions as well. If you are feeling anger, ask yourself why. What do you need to do in order to resolve or work through this anger? Is it proportional to the situation? If you are feeling afraid, why? What has triggered your anxiety? Is it always present in the background in the form of stress? If so, what can you do to reduce the stress? Are there aspects to your lifestyle, such as diet, sleep pattern, or work pressures, that are adding to your stress levels and in turn increasing your anxiety? Knowing and understanding the things that make you feel more at peace or happy will give you the means to divert your attention when there's fear. And learning to recognize a situation that trigger your anger or fears can help you learn to avoid those situations or work through them with more ease when the situation are unavoidable. You may also find that it is beneficial to create a diversion for time when you experience emotions that you recognize as problematic and unhealthy. For instance, how do you cope with feeling difficult emotions if there is nothing you can do to change the circumstances? One strategy could be to shift your focus in the situation, and in doing so, shift the flow of emotion. How do you cope with you when you are afraid or angry that all calm and reason has fled? You might find an outlet such as a deep breathing exercise, writing in a journal, and throwing paint at a canvas. Try going for a walk or a run. Lift weights, punch a pillow, call on a friend to talk things through. Dig in the earth, grab a camera, and go out and focus your attention elsewhere. The key is not to deny what you are feeling or try to control it, but to refocus your attention on something else until the intensity of the original emotion has subsided and you can begin to work through them. Once that little bit of calm has been restored, you can look at your feelings, look at the situation that triggered them, and then work to resolve them with less likelihood that you will do something you might later regret. Again, it is important to understand what we feel is often a reaction to what we have experienced and can be a measure or a message for us to respond to with action. But sometimes, especially if our past has made us more reactive and sensitive, we might overreact and create a situation where resolutions is made so much harder, if not impossible. Conflicts are often understanding of our own emotions, brings clarity and an opportunity to heal and grow. Make a daily practice of taking a moment to recognize your emotions and honor them by understanding the very useful information they provide. Yeah, that was a really deep for me too, because I have been going through like an emotional roller coaster with the negative energy, and it's been really hard for me right now. I think it's been hard for a lot of light workers, and it is the holidays. And the holidays bring a lot of really deep rooted feelings of the past and family. And with the emotion card, we got the Eight of Pentacles. Let me find this beautiful eight. There it is, the achievement. You have the ability to earn more and learn more wherever you focus your energy. Success will follow. Analyze dedication, detailed to work, commitment, money, education, and perfectionism. This is an achievement card. We have been going through the emotional part of it, but we will achieve the right outcome if we work on our triggers and work on our emotional roller coaster ride right now. Because it is, like I said, it is the holidays, and family and friends sometimes are far away, or there is none, and there is nobody. And sometimes you just feel lost in a big world, like a fishbowl, and you're the only fishy in there, but you're not. And you have a lot of ancestors. We have a lot. I have to keep reminding myself of that. I have a lot of ancestors, a lot of spirit guides, and a lot of beautiful things around me that I can feel, but I can't see. I get little flashes sometimes. I think we all do. But they're there. Now, the next card we got was the Seven, the Sage. And that does not surprise me, because the Sage represents advice, both given and received, and the importance of knowing when to offer it and knowing when to heed it. We all embrace tradition in our lives. Our habits can, and often do, take on the form of traditional behavior. Tradition gives us consistency and foundation, but it can also build walls that we lock ourselves behind. Have you ever found yourself doing something, eating a particular food, using a particular turn of phrase or mannerism, or repeated a pattern of behavior because you have always done it, and you do it because it was something that your parents do, and they in turn do it because their parents did it? These are traditions that are so ingrained that we are not aware of them on a conscious level. These are traditions that are so that we have to benefit from, is what we feel, as they serve to unite and bring families closer. They are a reflection of who we are. Upbringing, our lives, our dislikes, and so on. There also are times when these traditions can impede on our growth, our learning, and our evolution, because we have taken on the prejudice and bad habits of our family line. Do you always have to have the last word in any discussion, whether it be a happy matter or a heated debate? Is this behavior you learn from your parents and they from theirs? Do you expect your partner or child to perform certain tasks and duties because you were expected to do them as a child, or your parent expected you and other to fulfill them? Have you repeated the same experiences so many times that you now have a traditional reaction and response? If so, ask yourself, is it a tradition that you want others to learn and emulate? Or do you see an example to others of the type of person they do not want to be or be involved with, because your traditional reactions and behaviors bring unhappiness into your life and space? When we have been in someone's life for a period of time, we begin to see the little personal traditions those around us embrace. There are times when we are inspired to offer sage advice and to share what we have learned, but the act of sharing your knowledge in the form of advice, whether it be accurate or flawed, has the potential to do both great good and great harm, and sometimes in equal measures. When if the person in question is not yet ready to embrace the awareness being offered? What if the awareness offered only serves to make them embrace even more harmful behavior? How do you know if the time is right to offer sage advice that shines a light on traditional behavior that is not serving? The simple truth is that there is no good time. You can only offer the advice with the awareness that doing so may have consequences that you do not desire or anticipate. When you offer advice to another that highlights behavior that you believe does not harm and needs to change, you must do so knowing that if the person is not ready for the knowledge, you could also be ending your relationship with them. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, sometimes we give our advice meaningful and loving, but it isn't taken like that. And you got to be careful with that. When it comes to receiving a sage advice, the sage card in the present symbolizes a need to listen with a mediocre of detachment. Sometimes the sage is unskilled and clumsy, and other times they are a little too cutting and precise. Either way, you are being asked to avoid overreacting and not to interpret loving advice and insight as a personal attack. Sometimes others see things that we fail to see, and because they love us and want us to be happy, they will offer their observations and highlight behaviors that we have embraced our entire lives because they are learned family behaviors. When the behavior is that deeply ingrained, it may in many feel like an attack on our very being when somebody suggests that our behavior may be doing us harm. The sage asks that you at least be open to the advice and consider whether the person offering it might be correct. If the advice is offered by someone who loves you, why would their motives be suspect? Allow their words to be the catalyst that make you wiser and more self-aware and inspire a change that benefits you. Try not to let anger or hurt close your mind and heart. It is wise advice that you offer, however, as always, it is your choice whether you heed it or not. The sage in the present asks that you, at the very least, be open to the awareness that you may be embracing traditional and cultural beliefs and behavior passed down from one generation to the next and do not serve you well in the present. I completely agree with that. I have seen people, and not that I'm above it, I have seen my family, I have seen traditions that were not did not benefit me at all. They were very shallow, one-sided. I'm right, you're wrong, and it wasn't a good thing because we did get the Ten of Wands responsibility. And the Ten of Wands sets some boundaries to reduce the stress. You may need to say no to certain people. Yeah, this is the boundary. The sage is talking about our traditions. And with Christmas, with the holidays here, uh, people have a lot of deep rooted traditions. And it's our responsibility not to overreact and to set boundaries. We need that. That was a big message right now around this time because I felt that inside. I know that was a message. Now, the other one we got was, let me find it. Oh, there she is. Okay. We got the Nine of Water. And the Nine of Water appears, it's significant in resistance or unwillingness to look at our emotional reactions and accept responsibility for them. You know, what's really interesting about this reading is when I did a reading on myself the other day when I got my new cards, it had a lot to do with the emotional response and reaction because right now is that time. Remember, I said I was getting a lot of negative attacks and I was trying to de-escalate the negative attacks, but I was getting attacked and it was escalating my stress and my emotions. And I think right now with these holidays here, we are all in this um, emotional roller coaster ride. One minute we're happy and singing fa la 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 la, and the next minute we're crying and taking a nap and meditating. That was me, you know. It was like, you've got to get over this, Fawn. You've got to pull this in, and it took me a little while. I mean, it was a few days. It was like a week, maybe a couple weeks. It was hard, but or it could indicate an unwillingness to look at the source of those emotional reactions. We may not want to see the truth. In this instance, we may truly agree with the old adage, and ignorance is bliss. However, it is more than probable that we simply tell ourselves this because we are afraid of the pain of dredging up old memories. Instead, the Nine of Water offers us an opportunity to acknowledge the truth. Embracing ignorance will keep us reliving the pain of the moment again and again until we make the choice to break the cycle by facing that of which we are most afraid. The Nine of Water asks that you do not avoid what needs to be done because you will experience pain in the short term. The pain will pass and open you to a better, happier future. Yeah, 100%. Because we have to go through some of the pain for learning experiences. And what did we learn out of it? I learned a few things. I did. It really opened my eyes to a few things that I needed to really look at. And with that, we got the Queen of Pentacles. And it's interesting because it's kindness. And the Queen, be hands on, get involved, get practical help, and share your knowledge with those who need it. Right now, we need to try to keep our emotion because we're light workers. We need to try to keep our emotions in check and give the kindness that people need from us and the energy because we have to try to carry that positive energy. And sometimes it's hard. Now, the next one we got, which I thought was very interesting, was number one, the child. And the child is new beginnings. It's healing emotional and psychological wounds, um, believing in magic. The child is your inner child. It's Christmas is right now. We should be bringing our inner child out. We should be stressing less, thinking about that old dogma and doing new traditions of the new beginnings and doing different ways of being. Um, it's a time to play and laugh. And I completely agree. I really think we need to stand confident and take innocent joy and delight in the connection with the world in which we dwell. So, yes, life has often your moments of pain and hardship and suffering, moments that failed to meet expectation, but all too often we hold on to the painful memories and moments. And we do. I mean, we have to remember that. Look forward and see the wonders of life through the eyes of the child. Allow yourself to feel anticipation and excitement over making plans for the future. Yes, our goals are important, as we all need something to inspire to, but sometimes we need to take a break from the serious plans and have fun. Arrange to meet up with friends or family and do nothing more than take delight in each other's company. Don't let excuses get in the way of the celebration of life. It can be just as important to make time for yourself. Stop and relax, pet your cat, and take your dog for a walk. Do something you have wanted to do for a long time, but have put off time and time again because something else seemed more important. You were not born to spend your entire adult life working hard in order to pay the bills. Make a habit of scheduling in time to let your inner child be the voice and guides you. Be playful, have fun. I needed that. I think we all needed that because the beginning of this, the emotion card in the sage, was like a deep message for the emotions that we're all going through. But we all have to remember, the little hummingbird and the light and the innocent of the child, the flower, the it's beautiful. And look at this. Look at these two cards. Look at the rays of light coming in on the child and the rays of light coming in on her. The codes are there, but the emotion is just pulling us. We're just trying to stop, but we need to get rid of it and bring that inner child out and have the kindness because it's should be that. It shouldn't be because we did get the responsibility because it is our responsibility if we want to change this world to change ourselves first. We can't go around changing anybody when we haven't even changed ourselves because we're one of the people. We're one of them. So until if we haven't changed ourselves and we're going around going, hey, you need to change, you need to change, hey, you need to do this, it's you're backfiring. Your car's running out of gas because that's not the way it's supposed to be. I guess that's a good way I can put it. um Now we did get the King of Water, and we have got the King of Water before. He represents a strong man who is calm and protective, like a safe harbor in the storm. And at the point when I was going through the dark nights and walking through the dark night of the soul a few weeks ago again, um, I needed that safe harbor. I needed to feel that I was safe again because sometimes you don't feel safe in this world. Even if you feel like you're in a safe place, but you just don't feel safe. And he represents safe harbor in the storm because we are going through a storm. Let go of gender bias, strength born of adaptability, be present in your relationship, a need for excitement. Marry critical thinking and emotional logic. Allow your feelings to guide a decision, address a cause for jealousy. There's blockages with these cards too. The water does represent a strong man, and he is a protective man and a nurturing, catering, father-like emotion, and embraces gender specific. He doesn't embrace no gender specific. I mean, he is the calm in the storm, and that's what I really feel. It's like the water around you, like you're freezing and you're cold, and you jump into a warm bath of water, and it's like a warm blanket around you. That's him. But there is blockages, and he can represent a feeling of boredom. And when he appears in the reading, he's asking yourself if you believe that your life is lacking excitement. And I think that inner child is saying, hey, go out and have that excitement. Are you blocking yourself? Are you bored? What do you want to do? Who are you? I keep saying that. Who are you? Think about that question. Who do you want to be? Because it's your choice. Maybe it is time to shake things up a little and to ride the wave for a while. You might need a little excitement and to be unpredictable and spontaneous. In your best interest, however, do seek a productive outlet for your excitement. Rather than looking for conflict or creating drama for drama's sake, this might destroy your peace and calm completely instead of living your life. The King of Water also cautions against behaviors born of jealousy and a need to possess. If you have fears or concerns regarding a relationship, address them. Do not allow jealousy to fester. If there is a reason for concern and the situation cannot be resolved, then perhaps it is best to let it go. Remember, the person in question is not a possession. Allow them to leave. If leaving is what they feel they must do, even if they leave, order to be with another. On the other hand, be mindful not to allow your own insecurities and imagination to drive a wedge between yourself and the one you love. That is a good jealousy is an ego trip. Uh, Ego is a bad trip. You need to release your ego. You need to have a little ego, but the good ego. Release the bad ego because jealousy is part of that. And I don't agree with jealousy. We need to control the jealousy, definitely. Now, with that, we did get the Three of Swords, which is heartache. And feel the pain and see the truth of a matter. The situation has happened for a reason. I'm feeling some relationship issues with some. Holidays are tough. This, I think, okay, source is telling me you need to step back a little bit. And if this is not working for you, you need to walk away. You need to really think about all your options. And I think something's going on in a lot of people's lives with relationships. Um, that was a definite because the next card we did get was the 17, the journey card. Our journey is there to learn from. We break patterns of behavior and repeating cycles by seeing the truth of our past actions and understanding that if something did not work for us on several occasions in our past, then maybe here in the present, a different path should be taken. We learn from the mistakes of our past and actions that learning in the present. If we do not learn the lessons of our past experience have offered, we will repeat the experiences again and again until we learn in doing so, break the cycle. When the journey card appears, be honest with yourself, be willing to see the truth people often seek to deny. We may not always have a choice in what we experience and when we experience it, but we do have a choice in how we respond and react once the moment has passed. You are completely free to choose how you react and what lesson and truth you take away from your life journey. So ask yourself if you have allowed your past to do more than shape you, have you allowed your journey to define who you are in the present? Do you allow the past to exert undue influences over your choice in the here and now? Learn from your past mistakes, but don't allow those lessons to teach you to be more afraid, overly cautious, judgmental, or cynical. Our truths, the wisdom or knowledge we gain from each and every experience is not meant to cage us. It is meant to set us free. Allow yourself to be free to live, love, and laugh fearlessly. See potential opportunity and possibilities as you set your feet on a path to a new destination. Instead of returning to the old ones, give yourself permission to enjoy the moment you're experiencing in the now fully and completely. That was a great message because we are going into the new year. We're there, people. We are at Christmas time. This year has went so fast. We are now in December. We have basically one more month, not even a month. and we are going to be in the new year. We make these New Year resolutions every year, blah, 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 but do we ever keep them? Why don't we make the resolution that we are going to work on ourselves, love ourselves, make ourselves happy, work on our masculine, feminine, and inner child, balancing all three of them, meditating, and bringing ourselves the happiness and the Garden of Eden around ourselves that we all want. And if each one of us did that, could you imagine how beautiful this life would be? We have to make this life the way we want to make it. And it's going to be beautiful. I feel it. I know it. And I'm sticking to it. I just like to be positive. Now, with the journey card, we got the Queen of Cups. We got sensitivity. Turn into your nurturing side, or tune in, excuse me. Tune into your nurturing side. In decision making, your emotional intelligence is your best guide. Love, nurturing, generosity, sympathy, protection, care, and emotion. Yes, just like we got when we got the other card, kindness. That was actually the Queen of Pentacles, and this is the Queen of Cups. So we've had two queens telling us kindness, generosity, gratitude, the journey. What's going to be new in 2024? We have to make that decision. Now, we still got a couple more cards. We've got a long reading today, people, because we've got some beautiful cards. We got the number 24. We got the Faith card. And I think this is a beautiful card. She is surrounded by Mother Nature. She's got her beautiful wings. She's got the source heart above her. She's got the lotus flower at her heart. She is glowing gold, and her third eye is just like a crystal lit up. The Faith card symbolizes setting yourself simple goals and acting on them in order to increase your confidence and self-belief. Do something you have been promising to do for yourself, something small. Even when it is done, smile and be proud of yourself. Make a promise to do the same thing next week. And when you complete your task, be sure to acknowledge it and rejoice in the happiness that it brings you. Over time, as your confidence increases, make the goals more complex, but remember to make them personal. Honor your desires, set personal goals that improve you in some way so that your self-belief grows, not only through achieving your goal, but because of the goal itself. You know, that's a really good, that's a good option about that, because when I did my reading, I got the procrastination card. So I don't think that we should procrastinate, and I do. I'm not a big procrastinator. I've seen people that are worse than me, but I can be a procrastinator. And the next card that we got with that one, the Faith, was balance, justice, the 8. Take a practical approach. If you need to make a decision, go with what is realistic rather than idealistic. The solution doesn't need to be perfect, just workable. If a decision that affects you is made by others, accept it is the best they can do at that time. Calm decisions, integrity, truth, support, vindication, legal issues, justice holds a tradition. So that is a balancing card. And, you know, I think with the cards that we got today, she is balancing her emotions completely. She is not. So we have to really work on the balance. Look at, she's balancing everything. She's got her sword and she's balanced. Balance and alignment is a very important thing for light workers to do, because the last card that we got was a 5, which has changed, and it's the 5 of water. And I call this the praying woman or the meditating woman or man. She is, it looks like, praying by herself, but she's got beautiful golden fish around her and the light coming down. But she's so engulfed in her own emotions that she's not paying attention. This is a gentle reminder that while it is okay to feel hard done by now and again, and to allow ourselves to be swept up in one of life's many dramas, it does not serve us well to embrace a victim mindset on a long-term or permanent basis. There comes a time when we must unlock the emotional chains that bind us and walk free of them. The Five of Water may be asking us whether the moment that we have bound ourselves to have passed, and if so, to accept that what is done cannot be undone. Therefore, it may be time to stop gnashing our teeth, wailing and moaning and pointing fingers. For continued self-pity is likely to do nothing more than alienate others and hampering our potential. Remember, as always, that we play a part in every situation. We make choices, both passive and active, that influence every outcome. What manifests new and different choices can be made in the present. Choose to move forward. The Five of Air advises us not to be a slave to the emotions and moments that no longer serve. It's time to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Yes, I completely agree with that. I mean, sometimes we tend to feel oh, woe is me. What did I do to deserve this? But we really need to look into the whole spectrum of the thing, because with that, we got Ten of Swords endings. Walk away and let go. Focus on the present rather than dwell on the past. And I seen the flash. So we still are getting light codes. Completion, release, drama, transformation, victimhood, truth, and shock. Wow, wasn't that interesting? We got victimhood on both cards. Somebody's playing the victim, and you need to get over it because you can't change it. And that people don't like that. People don't want to hear the victimhood. I do it. We all do it. We've done it. I try to stay away from it. I try to work on myself. We've all got to do that. The last card that we got that flew out, because I took it because it was trust. It was the King of Pentacles. We've got a lot of kings and queens here, folks, in the tarots today. And the advice is protect what is yours while helping those on their way up the ladder. Enjoy the reward that success brings. We are going to go into a successful time. It is going to happen, but there's a lot of things around us right now that we have to start controlling, and we're the only ones that can do it. We have to try to control our emotions and reel it back in, because we're the only ones that can control that emotion. Now, we got Practical Magic. This is our new tarot deck. The energy, when I went to his beautiful store in Tally the other day, and they have a lot of oracle and tarot decks, and I usually look at a few that draw me. And I looked at a couple other, and I seen this one. And I said, can I see that? Can I see the cards? And she started showing me the cards. And I started looking at the book, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I mean, this is it. This is the deck that we need. So I was channeled to get this deck. I pulled cards, and what was interesting is a couple of the cards that flew out are the same cards I got in my reading. And this is one of the cards that was in my reading. The first card that came out, oh, wait a minute. I don't think that was the first card. Make sure that wasn't the first card. Okay. That wasn't the first card. This was the first card. And I did not get this card. And wow, wait till you see this card. It's a number 36, which is a 9. Release your pain. The Fox Gate. Look at that card. I mean, she's got her foxes. It looks like she's going into, look at the, see the flash, another dimension, a portal, and she's looking back. She's releasing, she's looking back at the past before her and the foxes walk through the portal. And she's looking at it to release it. So let's see what this, and I have not read, I read my cards that I read on my, when I pulled my cards, but I haven't read the whole deck. I haven't read any of these cards. So this is going to release the pain. And I have a feeling I need to hear these too, because it is a collective and we're all there. Who do you want to be and what do you need to let go of in order to become that person? Relinquish your burden and soar. It can be easy to hold on to things out of habit or fear through a belief in scarcity or a lack of awareness that an issue is even affecting you. But letting go of what no longer serves you opens up a space of unlimited potential, a clean slate you can write a new story on, and room in your life for new people, opportunities, and magic. None of which you'll find if you're too focused on clinging to the old and unhelpful. There can be a strange satisfaction in holding on to grudges, people, or things that have wounded you. It can become part of the way you see yourself, an excuse not to try to achieve your dreams, or a way to guilt people into remaining with you or acting in a certain way. When you draw this card, it's a message that it's time to release something to make way for the new, to stop resisting and let the letting go that will provide the space and energy for something better. It may be an old habit or negative pattern that is causing you pain, the impact of a past event, a belief you've outgrown, yet are still acting from a responsibility you can no longer handle, or a situation you're in right now that is stressing you out and making it hard for you to be the person you want to be. It might also be a relationship that you need to let go. If with a friend, a family member, or a partner, or a work colleague, perhaps there was a betrayal, a fundamental difference you can't reconcile, or you've simply grown apart. Either way, you deserve to spend time with people you respect, who respect you in turn, to be with someone who makes your soul sing, who loves all of you, and who inspires you to be more yourself rather than diminishing you. If this is the case, look for the good in the relationship, for the precious moments you've shared, the things you've learned, and the good times you've had. Celebrate and honor those without feeling you need to remain there or maintain the relationship. Whatever it is you're holding on to, allow yourself to let it go. Step forward lightly and fearlessly into a more positive, more authentic future, one where you can achieve your potential, free from the shackles of burdens you've been dragging around with you. Release anything that has angered you, saddened you, or limited you, and begin again with a fresh slate. Shrug off your grief, fear, anger, regret, and hurt. Become your authentic self, who you are now and who you want to be going forward. Maybe it all starts in this moment of you. Let it, if you let it. So, I really like that card. I think that card is really told us something, because I think a lot of people stop others from who they want to be because they just don't uh accept them. And from what I'm seeing on this card is she's looking back like I've had enough. We're going to go there and I'm going to be who I want to be. But I'm going to look back and see what I went through, because it was a leveling up. It was making me wiser to look at what happened in my life. That was a beautiful card. And the next card that we got was one that I got. It was a number 20, Express Your Heart, Story Keeper. What do you believe? Which values mean the most to you? And who are you really when you throw off everyone else's perception of you? Wow. I loved this card. And let me tell you why. She is sitting in her throne. She's got light emanate. She's got the book she's reading, and she's got the big ink feather pen that she's writing her story in. She's got a beautiful, deep purple dress on, and she's the darkness all around her, but she's glowing. She's got the candles. She's in her own space telling her story. And that's what we should be doing because we all have our own story to tell. What's yours? It's natural to show many faces depending on the situation you're in and the person you're with. And it's easy to get lost in the way others see you, to parrot back that ideas and viewpoints you grew up with or the ones you're surrounding by now, rather than examining how you actually feel about things. I just seen a flash when I was reading that of traditions. We just talked about traditions and how we're hanging on to these traditions like they're the only thing in the world that we have to hang on to. What about our own traditions? What about our own time? Remember, it's our time. It was their time in the past. We jumped into this timeline in 2012 to change this. Let's make our new traditions. Let's remember a couple of the, on my Christmas tree back there, I have a couple ornaments that were my grandmother's and we had on our tree, but it's not all of them. It's just a couple. The rest of them are mine. It was my tradition. Every year I'd buy a new ornament with the date on it, or every year I'd buy a new ornament and something different. But that's how I liked it. And that's how I wanted to be. It wasn't anything like my mother's, and it won't be because I'm not my mother. And we've got to remember that we're not our mother and our grandmother. Yes, their traditions were beautiful, and some you should hang on to. If you want to bake a casserole that grandma always did because you loved it so, you should. But to bake everything the way grandma did and to decorate everything exactly the way grandma or mama did, it's not yours, it's theirs. What really matters to you? Not based on your childhood fears and ideas or the morals and beliefs of your family, school, and church that you absorbed, but after everything you've learned and been through and endured throughout your life, what is important to you in this moment? No one else on earth has the exact same history and experience as you. So trust yourself to know what's best for you and know your mind and heart. This card is asking you how honest you've been lately with yourself and with the world. It's challenging you to go within so you are certain that what you say and do is a true expression of your soul. Are you holding back from speaking your truth so you don't offend someone? Or too shy to tell people how you really feel? Are you swallowing down your discomfort with the situation just to keep the peace? Or have you let someone's misperceptions of you slide for so long that you feel trapped by the way they see you and are worried it's too late to speak up? Have you forgotten to check in with yourself, although and are no longer sure how you feel about a lot of things? It can sometimes be easier to keep things superficial, to not engage with any issues or look beneath the surface, and to become disconnected from yourself and the things that matter to you. Yet expressing the feelings at the core of your being can heal your heart. It can help you let go of the past pain, forgive yourself and others for inflicting hurt, and move forward with joy and confidence, free of resentment and regret. You are blindly following some guru, teacher, friend, and public figure without interrogating what they claim and the motives behind their beliefs. Have you sacrificed your own voice without realizing it? If so, it's time to reclaim it because without your voice and your heart, who are you? Have faith in your truths and your right to speak them and express them in the way that feels right to you. Communicate on paper and speech through movement or song, or take action to show your heart. Compose letters and poetry or weave spells. Writing or telling your story can help you heal your by showing you things about yourself, revealing how you've grown and reinforcing what is most important to you. It may also heal and inspire others. You have no idea what kind of impact you could have on the world by expressing your heart, living your truth, and shining your light. It will remind you of your inner strength and courage and provide clarity and content. Sharing your story encourages you to consider your actions and beliefs, rediscovering what you already know, and reevaluating your life and finding a harmonious way to deal with the issues you're facing now. Write from your heart. Start a journal, or if you already have one, go deeper. Don't worry about spoiling a pretty book with your scrawl or your saving it for something special. You are special, and now is the time to begin. Having something beautiful to write in will inspire you, encourage you to engage with it more often, and reinforce that your time is sacred and getting to know yourself is to be treasured. Once you've chosen your journal, concentrate it in a way that have meaning for you. You might want to take it to the beach, sprinkle it with sand, leave it on the altar for a day or two. It pass it through some cleansing incense smoke and place it under your pillow for at night. Listen to the singing of your heart and to know what will have the most significant for you. Write freely, not worrying about spelling, how neat your handwriting is, or what it all means. Simply let the words and emotions flow onto the page. Write what happened, but more importantly, how you feel about it, allowing the descriptions of the experience to spark your deeper emotions and tap into your versatile response. Don't censor yourself or police how you feel. The more honest you can be, especially to yourself, the more authentic and accountable you'll become, and the more you will live in your truth. Journal even when you don't think you have anything to say, because the very act of writing opens your mind and allowing your thoughts to flow outward. Your subconscious wants you to know what is hurting you or making you angry. So perceive until you get beyond the raw emotions to the truth of the matter. Answers are revealed when the process of writing connects your brain and your heart and allows what's buried deep within to emerge. A journal will also remind you of yourself. If you forget, it's a mirror that reveals your shadows and lights, showing you how truly you are and how to work toward becoming what you want to be. It's a sacred, secret place to unravel and reveal your whole self and a powerful way to make sense of both the world and your own inner universe. Recording your experiences, emotions, and insight leads to new understanding of yourself and your motivations, identifies what makes you happy and the things that drain you of your energy, and illuminate the areas you want to focus time and energy on. It allows you to explore your psyche and is a valuable tool for self-expression, self-discovery, and self-knowledge. Seeing things written in black and white and noticing your pattern is a powerful process which will help you remember the lessons you've learned and stop making the same mistakes over and over. It's amazing what you can forget or overlook when you want to, but keep track of the situation and people you seem to attract, and your actions and reactions to them will allow you to realize more quickly when you're repeating a pattern, show you the reason you keep manifesting the same lessons in your life, and highlighting anything you can do to change the outcome. Journaling gives you a chance to be totally yourself without the weight of other people's expectations. You don't have to edit yourself, justify your beliefs, limit your thoughts, or bite your tongue. You can simply express your true self without judgment. Spill your biggest dreams, darkest secrets, and harshest opinions. Get to know you and love the real you. Recognize the parts of yourself you've hidden away or glossed over and reveal like a mirror, the true you. Speak the truth. If it's easier for you to talk about your feelings with a trusted friend or loved one rather than writing them down, then express yourself that way. Often in discussing something and trying to explain your answer to question, you'll realize a hidden truth you weren't aware of or hadn't been able to vocalize before. Try debating a subject together, considering their points of view. Then believe being brave enough to speak your own. Listen to and learn from others, adopting anything that feels right to you while discarding the things you don't resonate with. Don't be intimidated into alienating your beliefs because someone disapproves, but do challenge yourself. Have you stayed silent so as not to offend? Refuse to commit to a side, show vulnerability, or take a risk, but now regret it. Step out of your comfort life and your comfort zone and speak up for yourself. Yes, 150%. If I would have never speaked out, I would have never been. And I'm an observer. So I don't come out of my shell a lot. And I have a lot. This is another card that I got. And I did walk through the dark night of the soul. And I did forgive. But there's one person I haven't, and I need to work on. Because I forgave and they did it again, and I forgave and they did it again. And now I'm having a hard time releasing that emotion of forgiveness. And I know I need to, but this is a beautiful card. This is Crown of Stars and Thorns. And I mean, look at that card. She's got the crescent moon over her and the white owl flying around her. And she's looking at it, and she does have that crown of thorns because she's carrying, like me, that heavy burden of not forgiving someone. And there's flowers all around her. The owl's trying to give her a sign, and she's just looking at it. Have the courage to walk your own path. Be true to yourself and reveal the real you. Authenticity is your greatest gift, even if the cost seems high. Life is full of small hurts and minor misunderstandings, of unintentionally upsetting people, and being upset yourself. Usually it's not malicious and there's no intent to cause harm, but that doesn't take the sting out of it or make it any more pleasant for the person on the receiving end. Communication and explanation of intention can go a long way to avoid conflict. Ask if the person meant that you think they did before you puff up with righteous indignation, and clarify your own intent. If someone seems upset by something you've said or done, sometimes, however real hurt is inflicted at some point is their lives, most people will need to ask or grant forgiveness for a serious wrong. If this card appears in your reading, it's a message that it is time for you to forgive. Are you holding on to a grudge that's weighing you down as much as the person it's directed at? Are you refusing to forgive someone for hurting you, despite their many efforts to make it up to you? Has someone repeatedly apologized to you, but you don't want to accept it because you enjoy having some kind of power over them? It's casting the other person as the villain, helping you justify your own less than stellar behavior. Whatever the reason, it's time for you to truly consider forgiveness, to be the bigger person and let go of your need to be right. Forgiving someone doesn't mean condoning bad behavior or accepting ill treatment, though. You shouldn't continue a damaging relationship or remain in a situation that causes you pain, but you can release the power it wields over you. Refusing to forgive someone doesn't just affect them, it impacts you as well. Your bitterness and resentment can poison you and keep you energetically bound together. Send them love and grant them forgiveness, not just for their sake, but for yours. Heal your own hurt and free yourself from the prison you've constructed around you by holding on to your anger, Release your pain by releasing the energy that binds you to them. And if it's yourself that you need to forgive, this can be even harder because most people are more accepting of someone else's bad behavior than their own, more understanding, more willing to make allowances and less judgment. But this card is a sign that it's time to forgive yourself. The wounds you, the young you, the scared you, and the scarred you. If your reactions have caused hurt to someone else, apologize and make amends with no expectation of forgiveness or being friends again. You only have power over and responsibility for your own actions, and all you can control is your half of the relationship and the things you say and do. If it's yourself that you've hurt, or you're ashamed of something you did, be gentle with yourself. Don't defend. You don't deserve a second chance and a third. You deserve the chance to learn from your error in judgment and to move forward wiser and more compassionate and to offer that same blessing to those you've hurt that have hurt you. Yeah, that is a hard one, I think, for a lot of us, even me. And I love everybody, but there's some things that people just keep doing and doing and doing, and you feel like they're just not compassionately trying to change. And it makes it so the point where you don't want to forgive because you don't trust. And we did get the trust cards. Oh, the responsibility, the trust card, we got all that. So it's telling me something as well as you guys. And the last card we got in this is amazing. It's Step Up, and it's Lady Fire. Being a Leo, I can respect the Lady Fire. This is a beautiful card. She's got the ravens flowing around her. She is on the ground. She's grounded, and she's got fire around her. Reminds me of a Virgo with fire, and there's the flash. It reminds me of an earth sign with the fire around them. Embody the power and passion of fire to take a stand against injustice and find the courage to use your voice to work for change. You know, this is our cue. Number 17 is telling us we've had a lot of injustice, we the people. And we the people need to open our mouth, and we the people need to do some more talking. And we need to light the fire and step up. Now is the time of great change and transformation within society, with so much potential to make the world a better place. And you have the choice to either stay silent or step forward and speak up. To use your voice, your strengths, and your experiences to advocate for a new way of doing things, to protect those in danger, those being harmed by the people who should be helping them, those without a voice. It's time to fight for what you believe in, to stop being passive. It's not enough to simply do no harm. You are being called to actively do good. This will require courage and determination, but you have the strength to walk the path of your beliefs and be aligned with who you are becoming. When you draw this card, it's indicating that you are ready to step up and take action for change, to be part of the reckoning that is so necessary right now, to speak up even when it's hard, to speak up especially when it's hard. Not everyone in your life will understand or agree with you, and some may even try to stop you. That's okay. Explain carefully, politely, and factually without judgment or anger, or shouting people down or telling them they're stupid will only diminish your cause. Then let it go and focus your energy where it can do the most good. Don't waste your words on those who refuse to listen or persist to your own determinant. You don't have to agree with everyone or on everything, but nor should you spend a lot of time around people whose actions or views hurt you or are harmful to you. If you need to pull back from being around them, for your own well-being, don't be afraid to do that. Become the wise, strong defender of just cause, leveraging your strength and your abilities, your privileges, and your will in order to help. Speak for the voiceless, protect the defenseless, allow empathy to most important to guide you. Empathy is not just about feeling for others, it's also and most importantly about taking action, putting yourself out there, ensuring they do, leading by example, living your talk, and integrating through speech and action. Be brave and try to make a difference. Don't let your fear of making a mistake freeze you into inaction. And be open to learning more, adjusting your viewpoint, taking advice, and listening well so you can do more and be more. You have the strength and courage to take a stand. So move forward with passion and purpose. Stand in your power and consider what energy you want to give to the world, what actions you want to be known for and judged by, what you stand for and who will share your platform with and make space for. Reflect on what kind of world you want to live in. You can't change the past, but you can change the future. You can learn the true knowledge, the wrongs done, instigate practical changes, and speak out. May the flames of justice equally and integrally fill you with bravery and commitment, and the power and passion of fire burn away any fears, doubts, and obstacles, helping you stand up for what is right. That's a beautiful card. And you know what, folks? We have to do that. We have to stand up for what's right, whether we think we should or not. She's telling us. And I'm going to work on it too, because I'm telling you, we have to embody forgiveness. We have to be the storyteller of our own story. And we have to release the pain. That was I love those cards. That was an amazing reading right there. And we've got more. We've got the angels and ancestors, and I think these are all telling us some amazing messages today. We got the witch. Be the light. And she's got the earth around her, and she's got the wisdom owl, and she's got everything. You know what? She's in thought. She's got the butterfly in her hair. She's take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. The witch card represents the maiden aspect of the triple teacher of paganism and modern Wicca. The maiden is a gentle, innocent, and pure aspect of the teacher, a loving soul who wants nothing but the best for the whole earth. Here she is joined by a horned barn owl, showing that she is willing to respect those with more wisdom and experience than she has, but she is also willing to trust what she feels to be right within. With this card, you are being reminded of the teacher within. No matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Choose not to be pulled into dramas, bickering, or energies that are just going to limit your joy. If you are surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you are in negative situations, perhaps in your workplace, you are being invited to be the light. You are an incredible person who can really bright light. So how can you change the energy? How can you redirect the conversation to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one who is guilty of causing a drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you are being encouraged to shine the light you were born to share. I love that card. The other card that we received was the shaman, trusts in high forces. Yes, we have to trust in the messages that we're getting because he is balanced and he's got the bells on both horns, and he's got the owl above him watching over, and he's got his compass. Trust in your angels, guides, and ancestors. If you have given your power away, claim it back. Inspired by the Sami, the indigenous people of the northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland, this card represents those people who have a connection to Earth and the hidden realms. Many shamans believed that when there was illness or disease, it was because a person's power had been left behind somewhere or a negative pattern had installed itself in them. In trance, they would travel to the underworld to recall this power and remove the demon. If this card comes to you, it's because you need to do some release work with lower energies or with your lack of trust in the spiritual energies that are guiding you. The shaman will aid you in your quest. There are spiritual allies working in your favor, and their miracles will unfold much more easily when you move into a state of trust. So call back your power and stop allowing external forces to divert you from the miracles you deserve. Hand over all of your concerns to your spiritual allies. When you do so, you allow them to send your intuitive guidance and messages that will allow you to correct the situation and come out on top. The shaman card also shows that you have shamanic potential to move between the realms and connect with your guides in an extremely personal way. Yes, I completely agree. We have a lot of ancestors and guides coming through, and we really have to listen. That was an amazing reading so far. I love all these cards, and it gave me some insight too. Because the one card that we did get with the Soul Helper Oracle is one of my favorite cards. It's number 23, which is change, number 5. Release your inner rebel, be yourself, and create your own universe. Yes. Right here, she's got the butterfly. She's out of the cocoon, and look at her looking at you like, I got this. I got this. She's got morning glories around her. Everything's blooming, and the light is behind her. The heart of the rebel beats within us all. We understand Lilith and her urge for self-determination and freedom because we have already felt this impulse. And at this moment, you feel it strongly too. If you are not familiar with the story of Lilith, here is a brief outline. God originally created Adam and gave him a wife as a companion, according to the Talmud. This first wife was called Lilith, and she was of equal birth. Self-confident, proud, and a free woman. She refused to serve Adam and wanted to be in a dominant position when they made love, which displeased Adam. He wanted to dominate her, and an argument ensued. Lilith spoke the secret name of the Lord, which resonates full of magic. And a partner from Adam, leaving him as a free and self-determined woman. She left him. It is said that she had many children, but lost them as a punishment for her disobedience and individualism. Lilith wanted to be free. She was not meant for a small world. You have drawn this card because you too need more space and freedom for yourself. Emerge from your constraint and cocoon. You are a child of Lilith. All witches, shamans, and healers, all wise men and women, all those to whom knowledge is given have a spiritual connection to Lilith. Who wants to oppress you? Who wants to take your place? Who is crossing boundaries? Rebuke them, but clearly and with love. Since people are sometimes unaware of their incorrect behavior, follow the path of your soul, a path of freedom, and pay no attention to the compliments and criticism of others. They do not know that you can create your own universe. Now, your helpers for the next 21 days, the power animal is the condor, the herbal essence is jasmine, the healing crystal is emerald, and the number is 5. Yeah, like the emerald tablet. And 5 is change. There's other meanings to 5 too, but 5 is change. The number 5 tells you you have a deep connection with the divine source and that nothing can prevent wisdom from finding its way to you. Your current priorities are fidelity, reliability, and loyalty. Focus on them and concentrate on healing them in both the world outside and your inner world. Number 5 brings protection, giving you the freedom to act more boldly. Its energy field is centering, bringing the center that always recognizes and recreates itself at the end of the soul path, along with meditation, belief, and insight. Yes, that is a great message for today. And we have another message from the Gateway of Light Activation. And this doesn't surprise me. When I got this card, I'm thinking, we've got this card before, but why are we getting this card again like this? Based on chakra, the base chakra, which is the root chakra, inner earth, strength and security, laying foundations. So yeah, we need to work on the root chakra. I'm feeling that, I'm sensing that, and I'm getting the message. The base chakra, also known as the root chakra, is found at the base of the spine and is the energy center that governs our connection to the physical world and all its lessons. This card transports us to the energetic gateway that connects us to the planet and everything that we have learned during our many lifetimes here. We are being given a powerful opportunity to root down and claim our right to be on the planet. To claim the truth that ultimately we are safe from the storm. Yeah. In the image, there is a gateway below a giant tree. This realm is called the underworld. This is the spiritual realm visited by shamans journeying to collect energies, meet guardian beings, and reclaim parts of their power or the power of others that have been left behind. Know that if you are searching for parts of yourself, you have the opportunity to find them and build stable foundations. You have the right to feel grounded, safe, and secure. You are becoming fully aware of what you need in order to feel safe and fulfilled on this planet. Earth, know that it is part of the divine plan for you to be incarnated upon this planet now. And although at times you may have felt unstable or that you have lost your way, you have been building up momentum to be where you are today. You are in the space where you can build powerful foundations, space where you can lay out exactly what you need, who you need to be, and what you need to do to flourish and grow. You have the opportunity to reclaim part of yourself that you've buried deep within and reclaim gifts you've abandoned. If you are starting any project and are thinking about taking up something you've had on hold, now is a perfect time. The seeds you have planted are sending roots deep into the Mother Earth. You are held, you are supported. Yeah. We need to start creating our own world, and we need to work on ourselves. And I think it's a good time. Now we got 2 cards in the Divine Master. The Lakshmi and Ganesh, prosperity vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Yes, we are. We are attracting that. Lakshmi is the Hindu teacher of all forms of prosperity, including fertility, fortune, and well-being. She is part of the Trinity of the teacher in the Hindu pantheon. She is associated with Diwali, the Indian festival of light, the Indian festival of light, and is often invoked for guidance on wealth and prosperity. Ganesh is the Hindu elephant-headed teacher, the son of Lord Shiva and the teacher Parvati, also known as Ganapati. He is acknowledged to be the remover of illusion and is much loved by taxi drivers in India because he can help them weave in and out of the crazy traffic of the cities. It is said that Lakshmi adopted Ganesh as her own son and declared that all her health, wealth, and accomplishments would also be his. Together, these incredible beings worked as a force of light and goodness and will come to those who need support with busting through challenges that stop them from experiencing their infinite worth. Health, happiness, joy, success, good company, and opportunities surround you now. If you are working on a particular project at this time, know that this card brings confirmation that you are indeed on the right path and will soon enjoy the fruits of your labor. Spend extra time and energy on gratitude, for when you do, you magnetize more and more reasons to be grateful. If you feel you've been up against challenges or blockages, Lakshmi and Ganesh are encouraging you to keep going. Don't give up. The barricade you are pushing through is actually an opportunity to decide how committed and focused you are on bringing your vision into reality. What you believe, you will achieve. I want to make sure she wasn't up to something. I heard paper rattling. Oh, I love that card. And we got the Isis card. Reclaiming magic. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Boom. Isis is one of the foremost teachers of ancient Egypt. She is a high priestess, teacher, and mother figure. Hang on a minute. Hey, what are you chewing on? You better drop it. You're not, drop it. I can hear the paper rattling. It's something she's eating, and I don't know what it is, but I'm going to finish this last card before she eats it. Okay. I'm going to repeat this. Isis is one of the foremost teachers of ancient Egypt. She is a high priestess, teacher, and mother figure all in one, and is associated within the energies of the moon magic, love, and conquering the underworld. Through her life experiences, connections, and understandings of magical forces, she has wisdom to offer us. Isis is a keeper of magical energy. She is dedicated to helping those who feel called to connect with the magic within. She helps us see the magic isn't something that comes to us, but an energy we awaken within. She is particularly drawn to those stepping into the honored, the divine feminine, and those who are reclaiming aspects of themselves or their powers that have had to be left behind. It's time to be your whole self. The part of yourself that have had to be left behind are now ready to return. This is a time to stop playing small and step back into your greatness. If you feel something or someone has pushed you away from your most authentic self, the power of magic is guiding you to take the reins back into your own hands. Don't let anyone or anything stop you from being who you were born to be. Let your voice be heard. Let your gifts be seen. Let your power be revealed. If you feel that you have lost or forgotten parts of yourself due to situations beyond your control, know that these fragments are not lost, but waiting to be reclaimed. Call back all the fragments of your innocence, gifts, talents, vulnerability, heart, and anything else that might be out there in the universe. This is a powerful moment of spiritual awakening, and the world is here to be your witness. Welcome home to yourself. I think that you need to go back and listen to it, and I will probably re-listen to it too, because it had a lot of messages in this reading. This was a long reading, but it's been coming for what, a couple weeks. I've been out of the loop and working on myself and doing some shadow work and getting ready for Christmas and the holidays, and that's what a lot of us are doing now. I just want to tell everybody that I love them a lot. I love everybody so much. I really do. And I want everybody to have a beautiful, magical holiday season and Christmas. And we need to think about how we want to change our reality in the future and not just I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to quit doing this and we need to really think about more than a New Year's resolution. We need to think of a life resolution. how we want our life to be, and we need to start working on ourselves to change it. So now I hope may every step in your journey be magical. And guess what? It's been a while since I told you this, but just be you.